Greetings from Riga, one of the gems on the Baltic Sea. Today's topic is the Nordic approach to the European Green Deal and paving the road towards economic recovery and sustainable growth. That's really a lot of words. I'll try to put it the way that I see it. Right now, all of us are facing a tremendous crisis, one that seems to come along every 10 years. This time, it's a pandemic, one that none of us has experienced in our lifetimes, one that we've read about, the Spanish flu from about 100 years ago. The pandemic has created all kinds of challenges for all of us, including a huge economic challenge. So as people have to avoid contacts and trade is suppressed, the economy suffers. It's a great challenge, but it's also a fantastic opportunity, as any crisis in the end turns out to be. The question is, how do we come out of this crisis in a stronger and better position than all of us were before going in? And I think the answer is already in all of our pockets. It's through increased investments in those kinds of activities that will bring us more returns in the future. It's generally referred to as green growth. Now, we know around the Baltic Sea, not all of us have similar energy mixes. Not all of us have the same approach to sustainable development. Many of us are very high in renewables. Some around the Baltic Sea are still very fossil fuel dependent. And in the fossil fuel dependent countries, often politicians are not so enthusiastic about green growth because they see it as a killing part of their economy. They don't see it as an opportunity. But I think this is what fully unites the Nordics and the Baltics, that all of us understand full well that this is an opportunity for growth. Industry needs certainty. That's something that all of us learned probably when we were 15, 16, 17, 18, some of us earlier, some of us a little later. But certainty is what industry needs. The European green environmental policy is a framework of certainty for our business. If business knows that there's a 450 million European market for solutions in green technologies, business will invest in that. And it's that certainty, which I also as a politician have worked towards creating, as an understanding that it underpins business growth and economic growth. It does not undermine business and economic growth. It underpins it, makes it stronger. My country, for 50 of the past 100 years, was occupied. We were taken outside of the loop of regular market economy development. 30 years ago, we came back in with many a challenge, I have to say. I think as many close observers are well aware. But the distance that we have come, in my view, is incredible. We have not only rejoined our place in Europe, but we have fully rejoined our place also in the Nordics and the Baltics. We offer a tremendous opportunity for companies to expand their opportunities and possibilities. To put it simply, Latvia is a little bit like the small cutter that's cruising next to the big tanker. The big tanker has its advantages. The really big companies, the huge multinationals, they have momentum, they have a customer base, they have an innovation base, they have lots of built up knowledge. But the difficulty with tankers is that sometimes when you really need to make a quick move, it's a little difficult because the ship is so large. What we offer companies and investors is the opportunity to be more nimble, to use the accrued knowledge that we have in our country to try new things. Culturally speaking, just imagine for 50 years, the government, an oppressive government, denies you free speech, denies you teaching of history, and denies you regular market access to good, finished, quality products, whether it's an automobile, whether it's a bicycle, whether it's a clothes washing machine, anything. Which means if you want these comforts, you actually have to figure out how to make it work yourself. If you happen to be lucky enough to get a car and a part breaks down, you have to be clever enough to understand how you're going to retool it, or have a friend of yours who works in some factory retool the part for you, simply because there is no automotive used parts store. This was non-existent. So we are a hardened country of innovators who've gone through the school of having nothing at your disposal ready-made. Now it's the same hardened group of innovators who are part of the world where actually everything is available. And the result is not very surprising. As the huge old clumsy Soviet industry fell apart, in its place, we have a new, very vibrant industry, which is not usually very huge in terms of number of people, but in terms of the kind of products and services that are being created and offered is actually quite astounding for such a relatively small country with just under 2 million people. So in fiber optics, world-class, top-of-the-line, developing new and better products all the time, which is an offshoot of an old Soviet-era glass factory. We have a company that deals with radiation detection, selling world-class products, competing head-to-head with one of the largest, which is in the US, coming up with innovative new products, which is an offshoot of an old Soviet-era institute affiliated with a university. The story it goes on and on and on. Sort of out of the rust of the Soviet era, the various phoenixes really have arisen. And this is how I think that we, as one of the Nordic and Baltic countries, how we fit in as a very good partner is, one, the thinking and the ideology is basically the same, very free market oriented, very open. At the same time, having gone through such a long period of being forced to create and innovate because of adverse conditions, actually makes us in this new environment a very exciting place to be. So to sum up, green growth, it is a way to enable business and economic development. In our country, we fully embrace this. In the Nordics, this has been, of course, fully embraced, and it's this synergy working together. And I really would invite anyone attending this conference who has not been to our country lately in the past 10, 15 years. Okay, it's still the COVID pandemic, and now is maybe not the best time for travel, but this will pass. We're all in the process of vaccination. All of us will move through this, and we will pull through this. No questions remain. This is one of the places to be. I invite you to come take a little closer look. I think you'll be quite happy with what you see, and quite happy with the possibilities that we have to make our common Baltic Sea cooperation even stronger. All the best to everyone today.